Hey, I'm Greg.
And I'm Billy.
And we're the Fuji Guys. This is a first look video, and we're going to be covering off several models here, but basically it's our S Series cameras, which are point and shoot long zoom or hybrid cameras. There's the 4000 series cameras, the 4700, 46, 47, 4800, and they vary only by zoom lens. So one's a 26 times, one's a 28 times, one's a 30 times. All the other stuff is the same on it. The other models, the 66, 67, 6800, same thing. They vary only by 26, 28, or 30 times zoom power. However, in the 6000 series models, there is a couple of upgraded features. First, a functionality one. There's this secondary zoom button, which allows for a secondary option to zoom. You can use the regular toggle switch here or the one on the side there. So Billy will point that out again as he goes around on the first look video. So that's only available in the 6000 series. And then the other thing about the 6000 series is the sensor that's built in. It is a CMOS sensor, which makes it a little bit more expensive, first and foremost, the camera. However, you do gain on some additional features like full HD video, as well as some higher speed shooting options and things like that due to the speed of the CMOS sensor.
Yep.
So other than that difference, there's really 6 different cameras now, 3 4000 series, 3 6000 series. But when you go through on the first look and you'll check out where all the buttons are and everything, it's virtually the same for all of the cameras, again, except for that secondary zoom lever there. So give us our first look, Billy.
Absolutely, Greg. And of course, we have 3 different colors here, the black, the white, and the red. And depending on the region that you live in, you may have all 3 colors available, you may have just 1 color available, and with regard to models, as Greg mentioned, you may have all 3 models available, and you may have just 1 model available, okay? So there's some iterations in that, but let's just take a quick look at the brand new S Series cameras. Looking at the front of this camera, of course, you've got the Super EBC Fujinon lens. So the EBC stands for electron beam coating, so there's a special coating on the lens to reduce internal flaring, whatnot, to give you, better image quality, of course. This one is the 30 times zoom model, and it is the 6000 series. So if you look actually just on the side of it, you'll notice there's an additional zoom level that you can zoom in, zoom out. Again, it's 30 times zoom with a full HD video because it is a CMOS sensor on the 6000 version. And that's just the zoom control. Again, it goes from a 24 mil up to about 720 millimeters. Again, on the 30 mil and 30 times side. And again, 28 and 26 will be slightly less in terms of zoom. So still looking at the front of this camera, you have the AF assist lamp, and it helps to focus in low light situations. It shoots out the beam on a subject and helps the camera use its focusing mechanism to quickly focus. Again, going back to the side, we've got that pop-up flash. Allows you to pop the internal flash on this camera, so it is built in. There's also a little strap attachment there so you can attach your neck strap. On the opposite side of this camera, you have, again, the opposite side, the strap, so for your neck strap, and of course you also have the little connector cover so that where you connect your HDMI cable as well as the USB and the audio video cables that you can get with this camera. Okay, looking at the bottom of this camera quickly, you got the battery cover, and it uses, of course, the AA batteries as well as the memory card slot you can insert into. Right beside that, you got your tripod mount. It's a standard tripod. You can use any tripod with this camera, of course. And then looking now at the top of this camera, you still got your shutter release button. You can push halfway down to pre-focus and lock the exposure, and all the way down to take the photo. If you got the CMOS version, when you push down and shoot, it's a little bit faster than the CCD just because of the nature of the CMOS sensor. So that's going to be an improvement when you pick up the 6000 series. You got your initial zoom controls, again, wide and telephoto. And like I said, the 6000 series has the additional zoom. So if you're doing videos or whatnot, you can have it so that it's a little bit more steadier versus up here. Now, looking at the top again, we got the continuous shooting button. It gives you quick access to the different continuous modes. You got your exposure compensation button, and helps you to toggle, when you're shooting, if you want to overexpose or underexpose a scene. In addition to that, it can be used for manual controls. And again, you'll see some of these buttons and controls on our top features video later on. You got your on and off switch. Hold it down for a few seconds to turn it on and off. You got your mode dial, and it again has several different modes here, including the SR Auto, which is Fuji's way of basically automating everything from the type of scene you're shooting to the subject that's in that scene, and it really is, optimizing the best, exposure and color balance for that particular scene. There's also other modes, including a panoramic mode, and we'll see again some of these cool features on the top features video. But of course, this style camera, although it is automatic, one of the great things is that you do have access to manual controls. So you can adjust aperture and shutter speeds. When you get a little bit more creative, you maybe understand a little bit more about photography and lighting and the effects of the shutter and aperture to the type of shots you're doing. You can really experiment with this camera, which is actually a great thing. Beside it, of course, just above the flash, you got your two left and right stereo microphones. Again, the camera does record full HD video on the 6000 series, and on the 4000 series, it's just 720p HD video. Okay, just behind that mic, you also have the built-in speaker, so when you do record video, you can play back audio on the back of this camera. So, talking about playback, let's take a look now at the back of this camera. You got a nice 3-inch screen, it's a very nice high-res screen. And to the right of that screen, of course, you got a little, not a button, but a little area there where your thumb kind of fits into, and it gives it a little bit of a texture to prevent you from, slipping off. And it's really all about the grip in this style of camera, right? You have your palms there and your hands grabbing on the grip, so it's nice and steady. And it's a standard S series style grip, and it's it's great for this type of zoom camera. You always want to have as steady of hold as you want. Just below that, you got your instant record button to do your HD video, start and stop. Of course, you got your directional pad that navigates through the different menus on the Fuji cameras. In the shooting modes, of course, it has quick access to the flash modes, the self-timer, the macro, and of course in playback you can also have your instant delete option. Just below that, you got your display back button that toggles between the different display screens on the back of this camera, whether it's no information, having shooting information, and even having grid lines. And again, I prefer having the grid lines on all my cameras. It helps me with framing the shot in terms of using the rule of thirds for composition, as well as definitely aligning the horizon so that, again, your images are not really tipped, okay? Right beside that, you got your playback button. You can hold that back down for a few seconds and it will switch the camera on. So you actually don't have to fully turn the camera on if you want to just review images, share the images to family and friends on the back of that camera. So that's just a quick run around of the S4000 and S6000 series of cameras. And again, it's just a great looking camera, good style. It's not going to break the bank and really gives you a lot of features.
Yeah, if you got, if you're looking for a camera for travel and you want that great range of a zoom, this is the style of camera to go to. You can go with a DSLR and carry a lot of heavy stuff around, but this is really a much more affordable and lightweight alternative. So, as Billy mentioned a little bit earlier, there will be a top features video where we'll go into and show you some of the cool features and exactly how to set them up on these cameras. So if you want to check out that and other videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow Billy on Twitter and you'll get all the latest news about Fuji that way. So until the next video, I'm Greg.
And I'm Billy.
And we're the Fuji Guys.